Hey, what's up? Thanks for joining me today. We're on our way to 1980 to reload Superman 2. I'm a big Superman fan, and I know I watched this one as a kid, but I don't know which one this is really. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share it with friends. If you're wondering, it does make my brain feel better, so you should do it. Now, let's reload Superman 2.
He was minding his own enlightening zone when the bolt came down. Something's wrong, all the movie knowledge gone, so he reloading the list. New brain, who dis?
We start off on the planet Krypton, where this guy General Zod and his friends they're doing Kryptonian stuff. I'm not really sure what it is, if I'm being honest, but they're in trouble for it. And they do this to them too. No one knows what that is. They don't F around with crystals around here, so they put them inside a square and launch them into space for all of eternity. Also, this might be happening while Krypton is close to exploding too, so these people are so mad about the crystals that they don't even want Zod to die near them. They do a whole previously on thing with the opening credits, and it's not really important for this movie. I just wanted to include it. It's cool. That was a good idea. Good job. Years later, on Earth, this nerdy reporter, Clark Kent, is at work when he hears about a hostage situation in Paris.
Mr. Kent, a gang of terrorists seized the Eiffel Tower in Paris.
You're not gonna believe this. It turns out this is a disguise, and the unassuming nerd is actually Superman, the Man of Steel. And he's on his way to the Eiffel Tower. We find out that his co-worker, journalist Lois Lane, is in Paris reporting on the hostage situation. Oh, and there's a hydrogen bomb in there too. And Lois will only ever consider the first idea that pops into her head, so she decides to go up there. Is this what journalists do? I don't think I understand what a journalist is. The French police have a plan. Something about exploding the Eiffel Tower elevator, I think. I missed it because they said it in French. What? It doesn't matter, because the plan fails and they start the bomb accidentally. Lois was hiding under the elevator, so she's about to get squished, but Superman shows up and saves her. And, wow, is anyone else a little bit swooning? And this is how Superman should feel. That confidence that he's going to take care of it, and that look right there when people know everything's going to be okay. And it is. Superman takes the bomb into space, where it explodes. Back at work at the Daily Planet, Lois, damn, the 80s were gangsta as hell. She's hotboxing cigarettes in this tiny office. No wonder she sounds like a drunk Little League coach.
You gotta be more aggressive. You know, you have to.
Look, the most important thing here is that Lois makes it abundantly clear that she is in no way attracted to Clark Kent.
I mean, what else are friends for?
On the moon, the Space Force is doing astronaut things when Zod and his people show up. Oh, the explosion earlier set them free. I didn't mention that. And they hate new branches of the military, and they have Superman powers, so they homicide everyone. And then they decide to go to Earth.
We will go there too.
Back at Space Command,
What's going on?
they barely care about this.
Lost contact. So?
Meanwhile, Lex Luthor escapes from prison. He's a genius supervillain, a real terrifying enemy for Superman. This is like, it's like a cartoon prison escape. It ends with him flying away in a hot air balloon. It's a comedic scene. It's funny. Not to me at all, but it's supposed to be funny. Clark and Lois go to Niagara Falls for a story, and this guy is definitely trying to scratch himself on the sly. I thought I was just imagining it, but then he completes the scratch and sniff halfway through asking for a tip. I don't think this is a particularly relevant sniff. I just wanted to point it out because I'm childish. While they're at the falls, some kid falls over the rail, and I'm no expert. I don't really know about waterfalls, but they must be huge because this kid is falling forever. Nature's amazing. But Superman shows up, and hell yeah! I love it. I love it every time.
There you go.
Lois starts thinking that Superman and Clark could maybe be the same person. At the same time, Lex Luthor is breaking into Superman's remote fortress. I'm overstating that a bit. He just walks in, and Superman's mother is a computer ghost narc, and she immediately tells Lex all of Superman's secrets. So now he knows about Zod, and he's gonna find him to make a deal. And Lois is sure she's caught Clark in a lie, and she just knows he'll come clean if she endangers her life. Really, Lois? This isn't the first guy you've met. You should know better. Of course this man would rather let her drown than admit he lied. And yeah, that's two bad choices on his part, but I understand both of them. So now Lois believes him. Crisis averted, Superman's secret is safe, all good, but then he jumps into the fireplace. Anyway, the jig is up, so he whips off his spectacles and look, I know we all joke that Lois should know that Clark and Superman are the same person, but these are not the same person. Christopher Reeves was really good at this transformation. Anyway, the secret's out, and the girl he likes him.
I'm in love with you.
And he flies her away, and that's really sweet. But from here on out, he's kind of low-key a bit terrifying. Not to me. I love Superman. He terrifies Lois. If you don't know, the Fortress of Solitude is an inaccessible, isolated ice fort in the middle of the Arctic. And right away, Lois looks like she's having some doubts, but it's a little complicated talking to him about that in this ice prison. And he's so excited about this too. But I'm not really convinced that this is the face of love. He shows her just how interested he is in her feelings by telling her she can have anything she wants,
Sky's the limit. Anything you
and
want.
immediately flying away before she even has a chance to think about it.
That was good.
But super stuff is impressive, and she gets a little excited about the idea of a relationship with the most powerful man in the universe, and she goes into another room to slip into something more comfortable.
Change into something more comfortable.
And he runs to tell his ghost mom that she should probably look away for a while, but she tells him that he has to irreversibly give up his powers to be with Lois. Why? I mean, just don't try certain things until you think of something. But Superman hasn't thought a single thing through since he got here, and he's not going to start now. So he's like, fine, Mom, take the powers away, irreversibly. And Lois walks in, so excited about her first night with a superhuman. And it doesn't look like she's into this idea at all.
I love her.
Look at her. She's so scared. I feel you, Lois. This is upsetting to all of us. She looks like it's starting to sink in that she just got catfished into hooking up with a powerless Clark Kent, and now they're stuck in an ice prison. She's in shock. I don't think I'm reading into this either. Look at this right here.
Just say you love me.
It's probably not important that earlier she said it unprovoked, and now she won't even say it back. It's probably nothing. While all of this is going on, Zod and his friends land in this scary-ass town, and they're just poking around, really. They're menaces for sure, but they're not even really hurting people. I mean, a little bit they're hurting people, but not like call the army levels. And that's exactly what they do, which, if you ask me, is a big step for dealing with 3 people being a public nuisance. But these 14 guys are the army, so it's not really the escalation that I thought it would be. Anyway, the Kryptonians are manhandling the soldiers, and after watching them tear apart America's most elite strike force, the president knows there's no way to stop them.
I'm afraid there's nothing anybody can do.
Zod crashes into the White House, and the president and his realistic-looking hair turn over the whole country on the spot. It's probably his real hair. It just looks weird to me. I don't know if a president can actually do that, but he did it. While the rest of the country is dealing with the realization that their president is soft as hell, the artist formerly known as Superman is ready for a sandwich. So they head out of town now. And it turns out there's a convenient, snow-free road that leads right to the fortress. Where did they get that car? Let me stop you right there. We're not doing that today. They've got a car now. Clark and Lois go to a diner where a trucker hits on Lois, and he's a real piece of crap, no doubt. But Clark comes back from the bathroom and immediately turns the heat up.
Would you care to step outside?
He forgets that he's literally never eaten a meal in his entire human life, and instead of getting his blood sugar up first, he goes right into fisticuffs. And Clark is so full of go juice that he won't stop until he looks like this. The humiliating beating sobers Clark up a bit, and he's starting to have regrets. He heads back to the Fortress of Solitude to try to get his powers back, but unfortunately for him, that road leading to the fortress is gone now. And it looks like Lois left him to die in the tundra so she wouldn't have to officially break up. Lex Luthor makes his way to the White House and offers to lead Zod to Superman, so we're going back to the Daily Planet, where Lois looks like she's wondering if they'll question her when they find Clark's body. The Kryptonians show up with Luthor and buff things up a little bit, PG-13, and this is just so cool, man. Superman shows up at the planet and he does the step outside thing again, but now it's kind of cool.
General, would you care to step outside?
I'm going to point out here that the Daily Planet has a framed picture of Bill Cosby hanging up. Maybe it's OJ. I don't know. I don't think they look alike in real life, but I'm still not sure which one of them I'm seeing here. I know this sketch wouldn't fly these days, but do y'all remember Handyman from In Living Color? I'm not putting the clip in here, I'm just saying. They face off outside, and right here is why this is still the best Superman. Zod threatens him with a block of concrete, and his knee-jerk reaction is to look at these people to make sure they're safe. That's Superman. And, by the way, the people down there are just great. Real quick, there's this guy calling for blood. The black guy straight refused to stop eating for this take. And I was going to make a To Catch a Predator joke about this guy, but then he took out a trumpet and played it for no reason, and I love him now. Back to the fight. And Superman just keeps burrowing himself deeper into my heart with this stuff. Superman! I love it! Zod attacks the humans to get to Superman, and this guy tries to kick a fire. It's not plot related, I don't think, but I can't not point it out. Anyway, they fight in the streets, and the effects are pretty 80s, but a lot of them look really good. The bus looks better before they throw it, but it works. It doesn't matter either way, because that takes us to more solid gold from the street.
Let's go get him! Come on! Yeah, I know some judo. Come on, let's go.
Superman's not dead, though. He was just hiding, and now he runs away, flies away. I think he's luring them away, but they don't follow him, and he doesn't wait for them. They end up going to where he is, but only because Lex tells them about it. He might actually be hiding. I don't know. But they grab Lois and Luthor and fly to the fortress, and Superman is, in fact, hiding there. And in case you don't know, these movies give Superman any power they want. He can do this silly stuff, and he's magic, holograms, magic. And Superman is about to break Zod's neck and scream like a G when the others grab Lois and he agrees to be Zod's slave. He asks Luthor to help lure Zod into the depowering chamber thing, but he immediately betrays Superman and tells Zod about it. They force Clark into the chamber thing, and he sucks again. Lois is horrified. She hates him like this so much. Same, girl, same. But it's a trick, and Superman crushes Zod's hand and throws him into the hole, and the other Kryptonians go in the hole. Just in case you're wondering, that's not a portal down there. So Superman murders Zod in this movie. Some people are going to be glad I pointed that out, and some people are going to be mad as hell. In a few minutes, I'm not even going to remember that I said it. Luthor realizes Superman reversed the chamber or something, and he took the Kryptonians' powers away. And we're all done with the fortress, so Superman flies them back to Metropolis. The next day, Lois is super sad because they can't be together, even though I still don't get that. It's whatever though, because he has mind erasing powers now, and he erases Lois's memory with a kiss. Fine. Then he goes to the diner with superpowers and fights the mean bully dude. I don't think Superman is supposed to act this way. This is exactly what I'd do if he gave me powers here, but I'm really petty. Anyway, Superman beats the holy hell out of him, and he takes the flag back to the White House. It looks like the president is going to act like he didn't hand over the entire United States of America under almost no pressure. We're gonna sweep that under the rug. And that is Superman 2. Some of the more iconic moments did spark some memories for me, but it was mostly new. Anytime he does his Superman thing, my heart skips a beat, and Christopher Reeves sells both sides of the character awesomely. Thank you for being here with me, and hit that like button and the subscribe button right now. It's time we make our thing official. We can't hide this type of love from the world. Until the next reload.
New brain. Who dis?